from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. I'm Stasia Blake. In the headlines tonight, no resumption date in sight for schools on the Sister Isles. Incentives packages in the making as Grenada set to suspend fiscal rules. The Child Protection Authority to conduct sensitization exercise in hurricane-struck areas. And the government is formulating a task force to evaluate damage to the Limlair solar plant. In regional news, fisher folk want compensation following Tobago oil spill. And internationally, Biden denounces violence but resumes attacks on Trump. And coming up in sports, Windies looking to bounce back in second test against England at Trent Bridge. We'll have all the details for you right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. The government of Grenada has announced plans to suspend the rules and targets outlined in the Fiscal Resilience Act, or FRA, in response to the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. The announcement was made by Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall on Wednesday in St. George's. Details in this report from Nisha Paul.
Section 9 of the Fiscal Resilience Act allows the minister, by order subject to negative resolution, to suspend the public debt target and primary balance rule under Section 8 at any time during a fiscal year in the event of a major economic shock resulting from a disaster. This can be triggered by a natural hazard declared by an authorized national, regional, or international agency or any other disaster declared pursuant to Section 55 of the Disaster Management Act of 2023. Finance Minister Cornwall explained that this suspension will provide the government with greater flexibility to incur debt for necessary recovery efforts.
At present, we have the central government debt to GDP ratio of 60.4%, the public debt to GDP of 75.1%. And when I refer to public debt, it includes central government debt as well as debt from our statutory bodies. Government policy is to prioritize grants and concession debt financing. In other words, we have committed ourselves to borrow monies if need be at concessional terms for the most part at this point in time. Currently, under the Fiscal Resilience Act, we have a primary balance target of 1.5% of GDP. We are hoping to be able at least to take on board all the expenses that are needed to replace the assets that were damaged on Grenada as a result of the storm, so we can basically use that facility to spend up to the limit or beyond if needs be.
While Cornwall could not specify exactly when the suspension would commence or how long it will last, he emphasized that discussions are ongoing to determine the best course of action.
We have had extensive dialogue and discussion at cabinet level yesterday, and we have, based on the submission, we have certain things to still fine-tune and clean up. certainly after that, we should be able to at least take that position next Monday and be able to at least inform the general public on the way forward.
The Fiscal Resilience Act came into effect on January 1, replacing the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2015. It mandates that the government maintain a primary balance of at least 1.5% of its gross domestic product. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Meanwhile, in addition to suspension of the FRA rules, the finance minister divulged the government is considering implementing a fiscal incentives package aimed at supporting the rebuilding and repair of homes and other structures, as well as the reactivation of impacted businesses. Minister Cornwall said the fiscal incentives package is expected to take effect on August 1st.
Details will be provided in the last week of July on this measure. We're also going to have a consultation with businessmen and women in Carriacou and Petit Martinique to get their views on matters affecting them in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. The feedback from this consultation will inform our fiscal incentives.
Additionally, government will implement incentives for households importing relief supplies for personal use in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl.
We're also going to look at other incentives in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which government will implement as a waiver on all tax and duties on all relief supplies imported for personal use. And this includes barrel or boxes or crates up to the 31st of December 2024. These boxes, the contents of these boxes will be items of foodstuff, clothing, and household items. Again, households will be limited to 2 barrels or box or crates per family or household.
The suspension of the FRA rules, coupled with the proposed fiscal incentives package, is expected to significantly aid in the country's recovery efforts. One of the pressing concerns for the Sister Island is the status of schools and the timeline for students returning to the classroom for the new academic year. Most of the schools on the Sister Island sustained extensive damage during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. While Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell is confident that mainland Grenada will face little to no significant challenges by September, the fate of students on the Sister Islands hang in uncertainty.
School is going to start roughly in 6 weeks in Grenada for sure. It will be a significant challenge to resume schooling at all or to any significant degree in Carriacou and Petit Martinique within the next 6 to 7 weeks. First, many of the schools are currently the only place of refuge for the citizens of Carriacou and Petit Martinique because there are no homes. And so most of the schools are functioning as shelters. Some of the schools have been completely destroyed, like the Dover Government School, for example. And some of the schools are also damaged. So that's the first challenge we have. Second, housing has almost been completely wiped out in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So even if our students and their parents wanted to go to school, there is in fact no homes. The little that they've salvaged is still subject to the climatic conditions, the sun, the rain, the leaking roofs, the no roofs, etc.
Prime Minister Mitchell emphasized the importance of minimizing the disruption to education, stating that efforts are underway to ensure that students in Carriacou and Petit Martinique are not kept away from classrooms for any extended period of time.
So the Minister of Education and his team are currently assessing and reviewing the situation to make recommendations to the government and to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique as to how we treat with education. At this point in time, we have not come to any firm or definitive in a time where our main concern would be to minimize the period of time where students in Carriacou and Petit Martinique do not have exposure to formal education because the longer that happens is the more that they will in fact will be disadvantaged by this process.
Following a natural disaster much like that of Hurricane Beryl, many families are displaced and members become susceptible to all forms of abuse. Citing the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl as a potential avenue for predators, the Child Protection Authority, the organization mandated to protect the nation's children, is embarking on a 3-week sensitization drive in the affected areas to enlighten families on how best to safeguard themselves and their children from becoming victims. Donella Hostin is the Public Relations Officer at the CPA.
So the Child Protection Authority, which is the authority that has that mandate to protect the nation's children, they will be engaging in a 3-week crisis response initiative on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Now, the team will be up there, and they will be working with not only children but also adults, parents and guardians. Now, some of the sessions would include how children can protect themselves, how parents can safeguard their child or children, especially if they are considering relocating to another country or sending their child elsewhere with a family member or over to mainland Grenada.
According to Hostin, the team will be utilizing PA systems to spread their message, as well as visiting the various shelters on the island where families are temporarily housed.
The intention is to reach at least 6,000 people on both islands and have these people not only hear the message or messages from the Child Protection Authority, but also to enforce what we will be teaching them in these sessions. Now, the teams were there from yesterday, July 16th, and they will be there for 3 weeks. If needs be, it may be continued, but we want the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique to understand that we are here to provide the support that they need, especially as it relates to protecting the nation's children.
This is News at 7. Coming up, a task force is being built to evaluate damage to Limlair solar plant. Stay with us.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Flatlands, Park, Ship, and Print, together with Concept Events, present Pre-Day, the biggest show in Grenada's Carnival. Wednesday, August 7th, Grenada National Stadium. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. A celebration of the Jab, featuring the Minister of Jab, the Jab Boss, Talpri. I am the Jab Boss. Certain things I end. Also featuring guest performances by TNT's Road March King, Mikhail Tasia, Nadia Batson, and Sass. Cohen Dubois, Problem Child, Lil Rick, Med Pipe and Status, Lyrical, Busways, Boise, Lava Man, Vaughn, Terror, The Governor, Skinny Banter, Super Fly and Flip, Muddy, and Squeeze Head, Temperance Dash, and a whole lot more. Also, a special surprise guest. All early bird tickets are sold out. Get your $100 regular tickets right now, and also get your VIP $600 tickets. It is the biggest event to touch down this Carnival 2024. Pre-day.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready for the ultimate family fun day at PAL Kids Fest.
On July 20th at 1 p.m. at the Moulin Rouge Playing Field for an unforgettable day packed with excitement.
And guess what? Admission is absolutely free.
Immerse yourself in a world of thrilling activities, from mini vehicles to bouncing castles, face painting, and so much more. There's something for everyone to enjoy.
And the fun doesn't stop there. We're giving away incredible prizes, including Amazon Fire Sticks and a flat screen TV. Don't miss your chance to win big. Eats and drinks on sale.
Don't miss out on the biggest event of summer. Bring the whole family and make unforgettable memories at PAL Kids Fest. See you there.
This ad is sponsored by Terry's Yacht Services,
Modern Photo Studio,
Maitland's Trucking Services,
GBN,
and 92.5 FM.
With just $2, you can gift yourself with a chance to win the Lotto jackpot. Now, imagine winning the National Lotteries Authority jackpot of $58,000. Why pass upon this winning opportunity? Lotto, play and win a lot of money.
Mark your calendars for a day of non-stop fun and laughter. The St. George's Lions Club, Spice Mass, and Grenlec present All Mass 2024. It's all happening at the Grenada Youth Center on Sunday, July 21st, starting at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $35 for adults and $15 for children 12 and under. Grab yours from any Lions and Leo members, Grenadian Optical, and Clear Vision. All Mass promises humorous antics and infectious laughter for the whole family. Be there. This advertisement sponsored by Demerara Mutual Life. Am with them.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Government is in the process of formulating a task force to evaluate damage to the solar PV plant in Limlair Carriacou. Here's more in this Christina John report.
Designed to withstand harsh weather conditions, the Carriacou solar PV plant was built, according to officials, to endure a Category 4 hurricane and wind speed up to 170 miles per hour. This project was the first of its kind, geared towards moving Grenada from fossil fuel dependence into renewable energy, providing a more reliable, and cheaper power supply for all residents of Carriacou. However, after investing over $3 million in a state-of-the-art PV solar system on the island, the Climate Smart initiative is no more. Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, Karine James, spoke to government's plans for the project.
Well, I mean, I arrived here the Wednesday post Hurricane Beryl made landfall on Carriacou, Pitimatnik, and I was really and truly devastated as to the devastation that has happened at the Limleh solar PV plant. The system was designed to withstand a Category 4 hurricane. As you know, we did get a Category 4, but it was shy of almost being a Category 5, and so all of the systems were damaged. Right now, we are in the process of forming a task force to ensure that we can get the necessary damage assessment done to quantify the damage. We have already reached out to the team that has been working with the installation of the modules and the entire plant to inform them of what had happened. A report was drafted by my ministry, Renewable Energy Division, to send to them so that they can send the experts to come and do the damage assessment. But
the plant was part of a broader regional project spanning 6 islands with a total investment exceeding US $50 million. The hybrid battery-powered storage located at Limleh was approved under the UAE Caribbean Renewable Energy Fund through the government of the United Arab Emirates at a cost of $3.2 million US. Had it not been impacted, the solar plant was expected to significantly reduce fluid consumption by approximately 30,000 gallons annually. The reduction not only promised substantial savings, but also a critical step towards Grenada's goal to enhancing its energy security and sustainability. Minister James is calling on international donors for much more climate financing towards future projects.
It is really heartbroken that we have experienced such a thing. This is just one of the experiences that we have to deal with as small island developing states. We would make the progress. We would try to ensure that we build sustainably and we secure and we do everything that we ought to do to make energy cheaper and to make energy much more accessible and to harness our natural resources. But when you are faced with a hurricane of that magnitude or any other natural disasters, you are set back maybe 5-10 years post where you're at. So we continue to call on the international community to see us and to ensure that whenever we do projects like that it can withstand Category 4, Category 5. Not only that, but we are calling for much more climate financing to ensure that we can get much more projects and that we can build the resilience needed to make it a success.
The Carriacou solar PV plant featured over 1,400 solar panels, all of which are now ruined. Christelina John, GBN News.
Regional leaders continue to demonstrate solidarity with the government and people of Grenada in the wake of the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. And the latest show of solidarity was from the Cayman Islands. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell welcomed the Premier and other officials from the Cayman Islands to Grenada. The demonstration of solidarity also included a delivery of relief supplies and monetary aid, as we hear now from Rena Pierre-Thomas.
Grateful for the continued outpouring of regional solidarity and support, Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell welcomed the Premier of the Cayman Islands, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, on Tuesday at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The visit underscored the robust ties between Grenada and the Cayman Islands and the collaborative spirit prevalent within the Caribbean community. Premier O'Connor Connolly and her delegations arrived with a substantial shipment of relief supplies and a generous monetary donation contribution aimed at aiding Grenada's ongoing recovery efforts. The relief supplies include essential items such as food, water, and baby products. During a handover ceremony, Premier O'Connor Connolly said after seeing the devastating impact of Hurricane Beryl, it was necessary to assist.
And we thought it was important to show that we're brothers and sisters and we have your back
as the Jamaican reggae song say, I'm in your corner. But because we've been through it, and God has been so generous and gracious to us in Cayman, that we rose again. And I took great note that one of your mantras that we will rise again. And that's present, but yet futuristic. And we wanted to bring not just a government representative, but two former premiers actually here. The current speakers are all there. We have opposition, independent opposition, Crystal. We covered all of the spectrum to ensure that you received it as we are given it, with an open heart, from one sister to another sister, from one brother to another brother.
The presentation ceremony at the Maurice Bishop International Airport was attended by key government officials, representatives from various sectors, and members of the media. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, who recently assumed the chairmanship of the Caribbean Community, said the event highlighted the importance of regional cooperation and the role it plays in fostering resilience in the Caribbean.
Premier, to personally express, first on a personal note, my gratitude and appreciation for the support before you got here, for the communication, for the conversations, for the goodwill and the gesture of yourself and the Caymanian people. I want to point out, and I'm very happy to see that both the Premier and the Leader of the Opposition are here. So this is not a political gimmick or grandstand, but a true expression of the total support and solidarity that we are receiving from the people of the Cayman Islands, and we really want to express our profound gratitude for this. The support from the region has perhaps been the biggest source of inspiration for us to soldier on through this very difficult time, both in terms of words, deeds, tangible support, physical support, financial support. I can say to you, this gesture really means a lot to us. It is very touching, and we deeply appreciate it.
Following the presentation, Prime Minister Mitchell and Premier O'Connor Connolly embarked on a joint mission to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to show solidarity with Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves and the Vincentian people, who are also coming to terms with the devastating hit by Hurricane Beryl. Rena Pitt Thomas, GBN News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mitchell said in a show of strength of the Caribbean community, the upcoming heads of government meeting will proceed as planned and with the support of local volunteers.
So now that the hurricane has passed, now that it has left a wake of destruction in its path, we nonetheless recognize that part of demonstrating our resilience, part of demonstrating the fact that we may be knocked down, but that we will get up and rise again, it is important for us to send the message that Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Jamaica, and our CARICOM brothers and sisters, Barbados, are still here. We will continue fighting, and we will rise again. So the CARICOM Heads of Conference meeting will proceed on the 20th to the 30th of July. Plans are well advanced for the meeting to be hosted successfully, primarily in the parish of St. George and South St. George in particular, and in St. David. So more details on this will be forthcoming in the coming days and weeks. A successful hosting of this event also requires significant volunteers from Grenada. So all of the persons who had previously volunteered, and if you're not negatively impacted by Hurricane Beryl, we would obviously encourage you to come out and to give our CARICOM brothers and sisters a warm Grenadian welcome, and to demonstrate that despite the challenges that we are facing, that we also spend time thinking about our brothers and sisters, sharing the little we have with them, and ensuring that they enjoy their time in Grenada and that we host a successful event.
And in other news, a bid to preserve Grenada's cultural heritage has led to collaboration amongst traditional mass players. They've formed an organization aimed at rejuvenating and sustaining traditional mass in Grenada. Here's another Rena Pierre Thomas report.
In a significant move to preserve and promote Grenada's rich cultural heritage, traditional mass bands across the island have united to form a new representative body with the assistance of the Grenada Cultural Foundation. The newly established Traditional and Individual Mass Band Association, or TIMBER, aims to revive and sustain the vibrant tradition of mass while ensuring they are passed on to future generations. TIMBER, chaired by Dr. Marcel Guido, will serve as the official representative for traditional mass bands in various forums and platforms, advocating for their interests and fostering creative ways to rejuvenate traditional mass. This initiative seeks to not only maintain but also enhance the cultural significance of mass, which plays a pivotal role in Grenada's national identity and festivity. Dr. Guido, a renowned cultural advocate and historian, emphasized the importance of this association.
When we look at traditional mass in a little more details, we recognize the creativity and the science that is involved. We recognize the connectivity to villages and communities. We recognize the educational potential to transfer information to the new generation. These things are kind of taken for granted. Additionally, traditional mass is highly unique.
The formation of Timber is a proactive step in addressing the challenges faced by traditional mass bands, such as dwindling participation and limited resources. The association plans to organize workshops, educational programs, and come up with ways in which they can generate finance to assist in the preservation of culture.
We have Jab Jab, Veku, Wild Indian, Shortney, Juju Warriors, Mokojombi, Maypole, Mud Mass, Shakespeare Mass. Don't only maybe want to live in the present, we are projecting for the future too. So out of for the traditional mass play, we are hoping to see some degree of maybe new products development, entrepreneurship. It's one of the areas that maybe we haven't investigated or developed enough. We should be having products coming out of the traditional mass,
The establishment of Timber is a testament to the resilience and creativity of Grenada's cultural community, highlighting the enduring importance of traditional mass in shaping the nation's cultural landscape. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
And still to come, Ministry hosts Green Cooling Technology Workshop. We'll tell you all about it right after the break.
International Support Group, ISG, your company of choice. You have a problem with mold? We're the company to call. ISG provides quality commercial janitorial services. We also focus on preventative maintenance, making sure that your building keeps functioning as it should. With ISG, you will have a peace of mind knowing that all your service needs are carried out by a quality, efficient, and friendly team of technicians. ISG is dedicated to industrial professionalism, safety, and exceptional customer satisfaction. Call us today at 473-410-5886 or email us at info@isg-grenada.com.
This is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with God's ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest God's already cash location today or contact your carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with God's ready cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Aye, aye,
What
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Parents, do you go to bed with the knowledge that your children are comfortably asleep in the next room? Or are they allowed to attend every Fed advertised? You are responsible for the safety and well-being of your children, and it is your responsibility to know their whereabouts. Children should not be at adult events. Please guide your children, engage them in age-appropriate activities. Let us be spicy parents for this carnival season and beyond. S. Speak to your children about positive behavior. P. Pay attention to them at all times. I. Inspire good behavior in your children by also displaying good behavior. C. Check with your children. Always know their whereabouts. Y. You are responsible for your children. Maintain control to keep them safe. This is a message from the National Parenting Program, Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
Yeah, and everybody. Yeah, fully 1 week. Nah, telling you. You remember, Dragon? You see that? About 10, I remember make a hard on him. Me are 38, but you are 92. Yeah. You need the number one run, man. What is that easy? No, what? Nice. Yeah. Number one. Yeah, me too.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Class Coat, the number one rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is fast
faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
The Ministry of Climate Resilience, through the National Ozone Unit, organized a one-day workshop targeting financial institutions and importers of green cooling equipment. The workshop aimed to educate these stakeholders on developing better financial packages for Grenadians interested in investing in green cooling technologies. More in this report.
The event facilitated collaboration by establishing a cooperative framework between banks and technology distributors to offer green cooling loans. The primary objective is to develop actionable strategies for launching and promoting a joint green cooling loan produced as part of the Border Sustainable Finance agenda. This approach seeks to accelerate the transition from the current cooling system to green cooling by making it more accessible and affordable. Additionally, the workshop sought to raise awareness about the importance of financing green cooling technologies and provided insights into energy-efficient, climate-friendly cooling solutions and their market demand. Leslie Smith, National Ozone Officer in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, highlighted the pivotal role financial institutions will play in this transition. He emphasized that green loans would enable customers to acquire and install green cooling appliances without the burden of a high initial investment.
We have seen tremendous benefits from doing green cooling. We have seen energy efficiency performances up to 70% by changing out old and obsolete technologies into these green cooling technologies. And so it's a win-win situation. The energy savings is huge. It can be used to pay back financial obligations. It can be used to be channeled into other developmental areas for the businesses and for the homes. And so it's an encouragement for the general public too to look towards green cooling. But more so, we want the financial institutions to create these packages that will make it affordable and accessible for persons wanting to make the investments into green cooling and to enjoy these benefits.
Residential and commercial cooling, cold chains for fresh food, vaccine storation, and air-conditioned workplace and homes account for approximately 1/3 of Grenada's total greenhouse gas emissions and more than 60% of the nation's electricity consumption, said Smith. He spoke of their plans to launch an education and advocacy campaign.
I think one key area for us is to step up on our awareness campaigns and initiatives, our educational drive to get people more aware of what it is that they can do, the no-cost measures, the low-cost measures, and the investment opportunities that can be done to reduce on the energy consumption and to make their contribution towards this global effort.
Two participants shared their experiences, noting how the information acquired would benefit their workplaces.
So far, the training has been very beneficial as it allows us to, suppliers to have a better relationship with the financial institutions to share knowledge and information as to the products we offer and how they would be beneficial to our customers and the clients. One thing that I would have learned today is a model that we can use to basically allow clients to have easier access to financing, to finance their green.
I think it's very timely. We at NEXA are very interested in how we can help our members to be more green in terms of how they approach the appliances that they use, how they approach the electricity that they use, all of these things. And I think in this particular concept with the AC units, it is very informative, and I think it will help us to better tailor things towards our members, better inform our members.
A total of 15 participants from the financial and technology distribution sectors attended the workshop held at the National Stadium p.m. on Wednesday. Rena Pet Thomas, GBN News.
Stay with us. We'll have your regional and international news right after the break.
Running a business is hard. Running a creative business, that's 10 times harder. The Grenada Office of Creative Affairs understands the unique challenges creative entrepreneurs face, especially when it comes to securing financing. That's why they have partnered with the Grenada Development Bank to launch the Creative and Cultural Industries Business Development Fund. Hello. Designed specifically for creative entrepreneurs like you and me. Unlock your full potential with our tailored financing options. Access loans of up to $50,000 at just 2% interest, empowering you to upgrade and expand your business. Receive business support vouchers of up to $5,000 to enhance your business plans, financial strategies, or marketing efforts. But that's not all. Nonprofits and community-based projects can secure grants of up to $25,000. So, what are you waiting for? Make the call today and learn how you can finance your dreams. Contact the Grenada Development Bank and unleash your creativity.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Over the years and presently, customers have been winning exciting prizes while ensuring that benefits are realized for all Grenadians by supporting the games of the National Lotteries Authority.
I am Patrick Simmons, former Minister for Sports and National Athlete. The NLA has made significant investment in nation-building activities. Among them are the construction of health, sporting, cultural, educational, and community facilities. Additionally, they continue to provide funding to non-governmental organizations and individuals throughout the Tri-Island state. I support the NLA's mandate because I can see where the money goes.
Playing the games of the NLA guarantees support for sports, culture, and nation building throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
Good evening, sports fans. West Indies captain Craig Braffett put it simply. It's pretty simple, he said. What we've got to do, we've got to bat a lot better. The visitors looked well short of their best at the opening test at Lord's, getting bowled out for 121 and 136 in conditions which weren't all stacked up against the batters. Braffett hoped that his batters can, quote-unquote, go on for longer and put a few more runs on the board this time around, which will give them a very versatile bowling attack something to work with. Braffett had scores of 6 and 4 in that opening test, something which hurt the West Indies in conditions foreign to a very inexperienced batting unit. Meanwhile, West Indies coach Andre Coley has challenged his team to draw upon their resilience from earlier this year as they gear up for the second test against England starting on Thursday. Following a heavy defeat by an innings at Lord's, Coley is urging his players to channel the fighting spirit they displayed in Australia, where they turned their series around with a remarkable victory. In January, the West Indies suffered a crushing 10-wicket defeat in the first test at Adelaide Oval. However, they bounced back dramatically in the second test at the Gabba, thanks to Shamar Joseph's sensational 7-wicket haul in the second innings. As they prepare for the second test at Trent Bridge, Coley is confident his team can draw inspiration from that experience and set the stage for a thrilling decider at Edgbaston. Windward Islands under-19 men sit second on the points table after the first 2 rounds of the 2-day championship. Volcanoes have drawn both matches thus far and are on 23 points. The standings remain tight with only a few points separating the teams and all to play for in the final 2 rounds of the competition. Leewards head the table with 24.5 points. Third place, Trinidad and Tobago are on 21 points, with fourth place Jamaica on 20 points. The championship was initially set to commence with a 3-day competition preceding a 50-over tournament. The updated format features 4 rounds of 2-day matches and 5 rounds of 50-over matches. 4 Grenadians are on the Windward squad. They're Curtin Murray, Raquel Sylvester, and Devani Joseph. The athlete Lyndon Victor will carry the national flag during the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics. The games will run from July 26th to the 11th of August. A 6-member contingent will represent the country of Grenada in 2 sporting disciplines. Their triple Olympian, Karani James, he'll be competing in the 400-meter. The Commonwealth Decathlon champion, Lyndon Victor, as well as former double world champion in the javelin, Anderson Peters. Hallie Hazard is the last of the track athletes. Hazard made her competitive debut for Grenada at the 2017 Carifta Games, where she earned a silver medal as well as a bronze medal in the 200-meter and 100-meter respectively. Team Grenada is completed by swimmers Tilly Collymore and Zachary Gresham. Both have competed at several World Aquatics and international meets and are national record holders. And that's what's been happening in the world of sports. And now for a look at what's been happening around the region and the wider globe today. After almost 6 months of clamoring for compensation, Tobago fishermen feel they're still nowhere close to getting relief. A meeting was held on Monday evening by the Tobago Oil Spill Relief Committee to address the concerns of compensation for fishermen affected by the February 7th oil spill. But not even halfway through the discussion, the fishermen walked off in anger and frustration. More in the CNC3 report.
A demand by several fishermen at the first compensation consultation held on Monday evening in Shaw Park.
That was until 5, 6 years, 10 years going down the line, and the fishermen still struggling here. We can't get nothing.
The committee proposed that all claims be submitted by July 22nd, sparking immediate discontent among the audience. The fishermen argued that the process is burdened with unrealistic demands and excessive red tape, making it nearly impossible to access the promised compensation. But in defense, representative of the International Oil Pollution Compensation Fund said everyone affected by the February 7th oil spill will be compensated.
If you said 10 kingfish a day and you'd been doing that for years and you're not even getting 10, well then you put in a claim for the loss of the 10. But it's when somebody comes and says, oh, I'm making 100 in a day, and they don't even have that available in the water, then those kind of claims get rejected fairly quickly. So legitimate losses are going to get through the system, even regardless of not having an exact receipt.
The committee initially stated that proof of loss could be as simple as photos, explanations, or any form of documentation. However, the fishermen found that in practice, the requirements were far more complex. Some left the consultation midway, fed up with the bureaucracy and delays.
When something like this happened, this showed me plain and straight that the person at the head table, now I'm not saying it back, but the person at the head table is like they doesn't want the fisherman to get nothing.
The Board for Guyana's development was made clear on Tuesday as officials from the United States of America engaged local authorities in a strategic dialogue meant to advance bilateral ties and mutual development. The dialogue was held on Tuesday, and the Guyanese officials engaged their U.S. counterparts virtually.
Your government is working to ensure an equitable and thoughtful path towards inclusive and sustainable development and safeguarding Guyana's sovereign wealth through Guyana's natural resource funds. The United States stands ready to support you in that effort. In addition to the economic challenges in way ahead, we also recognize that Guyana faces external challenges. I do want to reiterate once again, and this comes directly from President Biden himself, that the United States fully supports Guyana's territorial integrity. As you know, our longstanding policy is that the current border between Guyana and Venezuela should be respected until the parties reach a new agreement or the International Court of Justice issues a final decision. We remain fully committed to that policy. The United States is well positioned to support Guyana as you continue to expand your civilian defense institutions, whether through providing training in our international military education and training programs, or by assisting your modernization efforts. The United States can help Guyana improve your existing defense capabilities.
U.S. President Joe Biden has returned to the campaign trail for the first time since the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. He's addressed the annual convention of the NAACP, one of the oldest, most prestigious, and politically powerful organizations of Black Americans. Details in this report.
Receiving a warm welcome from NAACP members, U.S. President Joe Biden acknowledged his enormous political debt to Black voters.
It's because of you that I'm president and Kamala Harris is vice president.
Biden spoke about the assassination attempt on his rival Donald Trump and the threat of political violence.
We all have a responsibility to lower the temperature and condemn violence in any form.
But he also took some jabs at Trump.
Historic low Black unemployment, record growth of Black small businesses. Let me say this again, because Trump is lying like hell about it. The Black unemployment hit a record low under Biden-Harris administration.
Biden mocked Trump's reference during the debate last month to black jobs, which many people thought he implied were unskilled.
Folks, I know what a black job is. It's the Vice President of the United States.
That's what's been happening around the region and the wider globe today. And now for a recap of the night's top headlines. No resumption date in sight for schools on the Sister Isles. Incentives packages in the making as Grenada is set to suspend fiscal rules. And Child Protection Authority to conduct sensitization exercise in hurricane-struck areas. Government formulating task force to evaluate damage to Limlair solar plant, while regionally fisherfolk want compensation following Tobago oil spill. Internationally, Biden denounces violence but resumes attacks on Trump. And in sports, Windies looking to bounce back in second test against England at Trent Bridge. If you missed any part of this newscast, there'll be a repeat broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stasia Blake, and that's the news. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant evening.